Abandoned hospitals, forgotten places where time stands still and the echoes of the past linger, haunting the corridors. What was once a place of healing has now become a monument to decay and lost history. But within these walls, something darker remains, something that refuses to be forgotten. Today, we explore the haunting history of abandoned hospitals, uncovering chilling stories of patients who never left, and the terrifying mysteries that continue to lurk in the shadows of these forgotten institutions. To understand the eerie reputation of abandoned hospitals, we must first look back at the history of medicine. In the early days of human civilization, hospitals were nothing like the sterile, technologically advanced facilities we know today. They were places where the sick and dying were cared for, often in rudimentary conditions, with limited knowledge of disease and treatment. As medical science evolved, so too did hospitals. By the early 1900s, hospitals became the heart of medical innovation, places where life-saving surgeries and pioneering treatments were carried out. However, not all hospitals were meant to endure. Economic, political, and societal shifts led to the closing of many healthcare institutions, particularly in rural areas. Some were abandoned due to lack of funding, others fell victim to modernization, and a few, simply, were left to decay. One such hospital, the St. Thomas Asylum in London, once stood as a beacon of medical progress. Built in the early 1900s, it served as both a psychiatric hospital and a general healthcare institution. But by the late 1970s, it was deemed no longer viable, and the doors were closed for good. Now it stands as a forgotten monument to those who were once treated within its walls. But for those who dare to explore the remnants of these once thriving institutions, there's more than just silence waiting in the dark. Abandoned hospitals are shrouded in myths and legends, stories of the paranormal, ghostly figures, and unexplained occurrences that have been passed down through generations. One urban explorer, upon visiting the abandoned Greystone Park Psychiatric Hospital in New Jersey, recounted a chilling experience. As they wandered through the empty halls, the temperature suddenly dropped and a cold gust of wind blew through the corridor, despite all the windows being sealed shut. And then a faint whisper echoed through the air. We've encountered many instances of unexplained phenomena in these hospitals. Most commonly, we hear strange noises, whispers, footsteps in the dark, even the sound of gurneys moving by themselves. But it's the apparitions that truly unsettle you. We've witnessed shadowy figures walking through walls or disappearing as quickly as they appear. Are these just figments of overactive imaginations? Or is something more sinister at work, an energy left behind by the suffering and trauma of those who passed within these walls? For the staff and patients of these hospitals, death was often not just an end, but a tragic reality. In places where pain and fear were omnipresent, is it any wonder that spirits might linger, unwilling or unable to depart? These hospitals stand as silent witnesses to a dark chapter in medical history. Forgotten by most, they still hold clues to their past, crumbled walls, broken furniture, and medical equipment left as if the staff just walked away without a word. In their dilapidated state, they have become time capsules, preserving a slice of life from an era long gone. Behind these walls, patients were treated for conditions that are now barely even remembered. Some hospitals specialized in cutting-edge procedures, while others were designed to house the mentally ill or those suffering from contagious diseases. The legacies of these hospitals can still be found in forgotten medical tools, scalpels, syringes, X-ray machines that are now obsolete and even unsettlingly outdated. Within these spaces, some say you can almost hear the whispers of the past, faint echoes of the doctors and nurses who worked tirelessly, and the patients who, perhaps, never received the care they so desperately needed. These abandoned hospitals are more than just ruins. They are monuments to the lives that were shaped within their walls. But not all of those lives left when the hospitals closed. Visiting abandoned hospitals is not just an exploration of the past, it is an emotional journey into the unknown. These crumbling structures remind us of the fragility of life, of the fleeting nature of progress, and of the suffering that occurred within these walls. The eerie silence that fills the air today is a stark contrast to the bustling hospitals they once were, full of life and hope. For those who dare to enter, abandoned hospitals leave more than just memories of broken walls and faded documents. They leave a lingering presence, a reminder of the lives that passed through their doors, and perhaps the souls that were never able to leave. While we may never fully understand the stories behind these haunting locations, we can't help but feel the weight of their forgotten past and the lives forever tied to them. As we close our exploration into the haunting history of abandoned hospitals, we ask, what do you believe still lingers within these forgotten spaces? Are they simply relics of a bygone era, or are they haunted by the restless spirits of those whose lives were shaped by these walls? Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey. If you've ever explored an abandoned hospital or encountered strange occurrences in these forgotten spaces, we invite you to share your stories with us in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the eerie mysteries that continue to captivate and terrify. There's a strange sound that has echoed through the hearts and minds of those who have heard it. It's a low, constant hum, a rumble that never seems to stop. For decades, this unsettling sound, known as the Taos Hum, has been heard by people all over the world. But what is it? And why can only a select few hear it? Join us as we dive deep into one of the most mysterious and perplexing phenomena to ever baffle scientists, investigators, and the general public alike. Taos, New Mexico, a small, peaceful town nestled against the Rocky Mountains, known for its rich history, stunning landscapes, and unique cultural influences. But there's something else about this town that has drawn international attention, a strange, low-frequency hum that can be heard by some of its residents. This hum, often described as a deep, rumbling noise, can be a persistent and unnerving experience for those who hear it. I've lived here my whole life, and I can tell you that it's real. It's like a low buzz sometimes you hear in the day, but it's mostly at night when everything's quiet. It's just there. It doesn't go away. It makes it hard to sleep, and I can't ignore it. First documented in the early 1990s, the Taos Hum quickly became a mystery that captivated scientists, journalists, and curious onlookers from all over the world. But while some have never heard it, for others, the hum can be an enduring and maddening experience. The Taos Hum is a low-frequency sound, often described as a buzz, rumble, or even a droning noise. Those who can hear it describe it as persistent, low-pitched, and irritating, like the sound of an idling diesel engine or distant machinery running non-stop. It's like a motor running, but not a motor you can see. It's faint, but it's there all the time. I can feel it in my chest sometimes. It's like it's coming from deep underground. For some, the hum can be heard at all hours of the day and night. Others, however, hear it only at specific times, sometimes in the dead of night, when everything else is silent. It's a mystery. Why are only certain people able to hear this sound? And what is causing it? Although the Taos Hum is most famously associated with New Mexico, it's not isolated to one small town. This strange phenomenon has been reported in numerous locations around the world, places like the United Kingdom, Canada, the United States, and even parts of Australia. In fact, reports of similar low-frequency sounds have been documented as early as the 1950s. Some researchers believe that the widespread nature of this hum suggests that it's not a localized event, but a global mystery. In some regions, it's even been dubbed the worldwide hum, with people experiencing the same unsettling noise in far-flung places, far removed from Taos. One of the first theories that investigators explored was industrial sources. Could the hum be caused by nearby machinery, power plants, or high-voltage power lines? After all, machines and electrical equipment can produce low-frequency sounds, especially when in operation for long periods of time. There are indeed machines, transformers, power grids, and large motors that produce low-frequency vibrations. These sounds can travel long distances and may be perceived by certain individuals more acutely than others. But there's a catch. While industrial noises can cause these hums, they don't account for the worldwide nature of the phenomenon. Industrial sources could certainly explain some of the hums heard by certain people, especially in populated or industrial areas. But in rural locations like Taos, this theory becomes harder to support. Could it really be just machinery? Or is there something more at play? Another potential explanation lies in the realm of sound frequencies. Infrasound, sound waves that are below the threshold of human hearing, could be a factor. Infrasound is produced by natural phenomena like earthquakes, volcanoes, or even large weather systems, as well as by man-made sources like engines or explosions. Infrasound is typically below 20 Hz, which is below the range of normal human hearing. However, people can still perceive it in subtle ways, especially if the frequency is intense enough. It can cause physical reactions like anxiety, discomfort, and sleep disturbances, which may explain the unsettling effects of a hum. In fact, some researchers believe that infrasound could be responsible for the hum in areas where no obvious industrial sources exist. The theory suggests that the hum could be a byproduct of seismic activity, wind patterns, or other atmospheric phenomena that generate these low-frequency sounds. Another theory that has emerged points to military or governmental activities as a possible cause for the hum. Some suggest that classified military experiments involving radar, communication systems, or even covert research into low-frequency sound waves could be to blame. Military research into electromagnetic fields and sound frequencies has been well documented. Some theories suggest that these experiments could be causing low-frequency vibrations that affect people living nearby. However, these activities are often classified, so it's hard to know for certain. While there's no concrete evidence to support this theory, it remains an unsettling possibility. Could military research into sound waves and electromagnetic fields be creating a worldwide hum? And if so, is it intentional or merely an unforeseen consequence of testing? The psychological impact of the Taos Hum is profound for those who experience it. People who hear the hum report a range of negative physical and mental effects, sleep disturbances, anxiety, headaches, and even a general sense of dread. Constant exposure to low-frequency sound can have a physical effect on the body. It can induce stress, cause sleep deprivation, and even contribute to mood swings and depression. The hum, for those who hear it, can be a source of significant distress. While the cause of the hum remains unresolved, its effects on individuals and communities are undeniable. The persistent nature of the sound, coupled with its mysterious origins, has caused significant anxiety among those affected. Some have even resorted to moving away from their homes to escape the sound. Conspiracy theories swirling around the hum. As with many unsolved mysteries, the Taos Hum has become a fertile ground for speculation and conspiracy theories. Some believe the hum is a form of covert mind control, while others suggest that it's a government cover-up or a symptom of extraterrestrial activity. In fact, there are countless theories, none of them verifiable, each adding to the fear and fascination surrounding the phenomenon. Theories range from environmental causes like electromagnetic pollution to more fantastical ideas about alien interference. As with all mysteries, the uncertainty only fuels further speculation. Despite years of investigation, the cause of the Taos Hum remains elusive. Scientists continue to study the phenomenon, employing new technologies and sound analysis techniques. But with no definitive answer in sight, the mystery persists. We're still trying to identify the cause of the hum. There's a lot of data to analyze, and we're using everything from seismic instruments to sound recorders in an attempt to capture the frequency of the hum. But so far, we have yet to find a conclusive source. Whether it's a natural phenomenon, an industrial mishap, a military experiment, or something far more mysterious, the Taos Hum continues to elude us. For those who hear it, the experience is haunting and unresolved. Perhaps the true source lies beyond our current understanding. One thing is certain. The hum is a reminder of the many mysteries still left in the world, unexplained, unsettling, and unknown. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the strange and eerie world of the Taos Hum. If you've ever heard it, or if you know someone who has, share your experience in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unsolved mysteries from around the world.